very thankful for the one person last week who listened, brought rope, tied up deacon here, and held him captive for one more week, so that we could have him. No, it's truly a blessing for the priest and for the parish when there's a deacon to serve. You can see how much of the heavy lifting actually belongs to him, and I get to take my time and pray. So, this week we celebrate the Sunday of All Saints. Sainthood is the common vocation of each and every one of us who have been baptized. And I'm sure as soon as I say those words, there are at least some of us who are thinking in our minds, no, Father, anyone else but not me. I know. Well, guess what? You too, yes. We can be called to be deacons or priests, teachers, secretaries, lawyers, accountants, electricians, bakers, candlestick makers, and everything in between. And those are wonderful things, and we need all of those things here on earth. But we also need saints. And as I said, it's the common vocation that we all share. My fear is that when we hear the word saint, or when we start to imagine who the saints are, the only thing we think of, the only people we think of, are people like John the Baptist, Mary of Egypt, folks that go off into the desert. They don't really eat very much. They wear lousy clothes. They're filthy, and we think, no, I can't do that. And you know what? That's fine. Not all of us are called to that version of sainthood. Maybe if we think of more things, more folks, we think about miracles. We think about saints who have performed healings. Saints who have miraculously appeared at two places at the same time. And that's another way of sainthood. And those are gifts given by God. And they're not given to all of us. And that's fine. I was reminded yesterday when we had the Sunday school trip down to the monastery in Rives Junction. There were about 20 of us there, and if you weren't there, you missed a beautiful day. But I was reminded there of yet another path to sainthood. And there is a path to sainthood that involves very simply living a life of kindness and service. And that is within the grasp of all of us. Every day, in every choice we make, we can choose to be kind or not. We can choose to be of service to others or not. And that's that choice, that yes to a life of kindness and service is another path to sainthood. And we have saints recognized simply for that. That's within the grasp of all of us. Even though we might say no, guess what? It can be yes. Sainthood is what each and every one of us is called to. The saints that we know of are really only the ones that have been revealed to us to help us in our salvation. And I'm trying to always encourage us to look at the lives of the saints, to read about them, so that not only can we learn about them, but we can learn from their examples how to live our lives. How did this person live out the struggles, the cares, the worries that came to them in their life? How did they live through all of those, remain faithful to God, and live a life of holiness? The saints are revealed to us as examples. They're here to help us, to guide us, and to walk along with us through our lives. That life of simple, everyday kindness and service is open to each and every one of us, no matter what other gifts God may or may not have given us. And so I encourage us all to reflect on that, and to try even harder than we already do in our daily lives to make those choices that draw us closer to Jesus Christ, our risen Lord, to whom be glory both now and ever, and unto the ages of ages.